Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for a real deep dive into something incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Today we're looking at open source AI.
Specifically, how to make it even smarter.
Smarter, huh? Think more like us.
Maybe even surpass us. What if we could
Boost AI intelligence, make it more powerful, but skip the billion-dollar budgets and huge data centers. Okay, now you've got my attention. Where do we even begin?
Well, there's this security researcher, Harush SG, doing these amazing experiments.
Okay,
He's experimenting with what he calls dynamic chain of thought, reflection, and verbal reinforcement.
so we're making AI more intelligent, but we're not talking like sentient robots feeling existential dread.
No, no, not at all. When we talk about reasoning in AI, it's about logic, not emotions, taking information, making connections, solving problems, that kind of thing.
So training AI to think logically step by step, like a detective piecing together clues.
Yes, exactly. And here's where it gets interesting. Harish is doing all of this with open source AI models.
Now, for those of us who haven't been following along closely, why are open source AI models so important?
Think of it this way. Open source is like the community garden of the AI world.
Hmm,
Anyone can access it, anyone can contribute. But compared to the big fancy AI projects from the big companies like Google or OpenAI, they've always been the underdogs.
so less money, less resources, but huge potential.
Exactly. Could these techniques help those smaller open source models really shine?
And that's what Harish wanted to find out.
Precisely.
Okay, now I have to know more about this secret sauce of his, dynamic chain of thought, reflection, and verbal reinforcement. That sounds way more like therapy than AI training.
I promise there are no couches involved. But it is surprisingly intuitive. Let's say you're trying to solve a tricky riddle. You wouldn't just start shouting out random answers, right?
Well, I'd hope not. I would at least try to break it down, maybe take some notes.
Exactly. And that's what dynamic chain of thought is all about. It's about giving AI structure, a way to think step by step.
Like a mental roadmap to guide it towards a solution.
That's a great way to put it. So instead of just having information, it has a framework to use that information.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about this reflection part? Is the AI really stopping to contemplate its existence?
Not quite. Think of it more like a pause and review button. It lets the AI check its work along the way, see if it's going in the right direction.
Okay, so avoiding those aha moments that turn out to be completely wrong.
Exactly. And lastly, we have verbal reinforcement. It's not giving a motivational speech or anything.
All right.
It's more like giving the AI helpful feedback as it goes, letting it know what's working and what's not.
Like a student getting grades on their homework, learning from mistakes and building on successes.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see how this all comes together. But did it actually work? Did it really give those open source models a chance? So this all sounds incredible in theory, but did it actually work? Like, did it really make a difference?
Oh, the results are amazing. Harris didn't just want to tinker, you know. He wanted to see how those techniques would hold up against, the big leagues, the big companies. So he did. He put them to the test. He took these open source models, used his new prompting method, and put them up against some of the leading AI models out there. The ones developed by companies with way more resources.
So how did our underdog open source models do?
Oh, they more than held their own. The results were remarkable, honestly. Across the board, those techniques really boosted their performance, especially when it came to those more complex reasoning problems.
Okay, so far so good.
But here's the thing. One model in particular, Claude Sonnet 3.5,
Okay.
when he used dynamic chain of thought, reflection, and verbal reinforcement with it, it actually started to perform better than some of the bigger, more well-known models.
Wait, hold on. You're saying that this open source model with a fraction of the resources was outperforming models from those huge companies.
Yeah, it really challenges how we think about AI development, doesn't it?
It really does. And these weren't easy tasks either, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Harish used benchmarks like the JE Advanced.
The what?
That's an entrance exam for the Indian Institutes of Technology. It's incredibly difficult, very prestigious. And he also used the UPSC preliminary exams, which are known for being very complex as well. These are problems that you need deep reasoning skills for, not just pattern recognition.
So definitely not just getting lucky on multiple choice questions. What were some of the things that Claude Sonnet could do?
Okay, get this. Claude Sonnet was able to tackle problems from the International Mathematical Olympiad.
The IM.
Yes, the IMO. Now, if you don't know, it's a very, very challenging competition. It's for, really gifted young mathematicians from all around the globe.
So you're saying that this AI model was going head-to-head with some of the smartest math minds on the planet.
And doing well. This wasn't about just doing calculations. This is about really understanding math concepts,
Huh.
applying those concepts in creative ways to solve these incredibly hard problems.
Wow. That's incredible. It sounds almost like something out of science fiction. Didn't you also say that Claude Sonnet showed another really interesting ability as well?
Oh, right. In some of the tests, the model actually started to create its own simulations to solve those difficult problems. Like it was building little virtual worlds to test out different approaches.
That's some next-level problem solving. It's like it's not just finding the answers, building the tools to help it find the answer. What does all of this mean for the future of AI? It seems huge.
Well, I think we could be looking at a whole new era of AI. This kind of research has the potential to really change things.
How so?
Well, it could make really powerful AI accessible to a much wider range of people and organizations. Imagine smaller research teams, startups, maybe even individuals being able to use these techniques to create groundbreaking things.
So it's not just about those big tech companies anymore.
It could really level the playing field. Plus, it really makes us rethink some things, doesn't it?
Like what?
We always thought that bigger models, more data, more computing power, that was the key to progress in AI.
Right, it seems intuitive.
But this research shows that ingenuity, new techniques, clever prompting, those can be just as important, maybe even more so. Maybe it's not just about the size of the model, but how you use it.
So maybe we're on the verge of a real revolution in how we approach AI development. It's exciting, but I bet there are also a lot of questions that come with it, right?
Absolutely. Like, where do we go from here?
It really feels like we're seeing something amazing here, a real turning point for AI. But it seems like every answer just leads to even more exciting questions. Where do you think all of this research leads us? What's next?
Well, that's what makes a discovery like this so important. It's not just the answers it gives, but the new possibilities it opens up. If something as, well, relatively straightforward as these prompting techniques can make such a difference in AI reasoning, imagine what we can accomplish if we bring that same way of thinking to other parts of AI.
Like we found a key that unlocks a hidden door, and we can't wait to see what's on the other side. What other AI mysteries could we solve?
Exactly. I mean, one thing people always talk about is AI creativity.
Right. Can AI be truly creative?
Could we use these types of strategies to help AI generate truly new ideas, like composing music, writing compelling stories, coming up with groundbreaking inventions? Who knows?
It's like instead of AI just being a tool for us to use, it could become a creative partner, helping us push the boundaries of what's possible.
Yes. And that's just one path. Think about personalized education. We could use these principles to create AI tutors, right?
AI tutors.
Tutors that can adapt to how each student learns best, figure out their strengths, help them where they struggle. A truly personal learning experience?
Like having a dedicated AI mentor available at any time, focused on helping you reach your full potential.
Yeah. And we can't forget about scientific discovery.
Oh, right. What about...
AI working alongside researchers, not just crunching data, but actually coming up with hypotheses,
Wow.
helping design experiments, even guiding us towards those aha moments, those breakthroughs we might have otherwise missed.
It'd be like giving every scientist this incredible research assistant, one that can analyze huge amounts of data, see patterns we don't, and ultimately speed up discoveries.
And that's the point here. This research, it's more than just a small step. It's a complete shift in how we think about AI. It reminds us that sometimes the most important thing is to question our assumptions, try something new, be creative. Even in a field with these huge players, it's often the underdogs with their fresh ideas and willingness to experiment who can really shake things up and change the game.
What an incredible message of hope and possibility. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's up to us to decide what we want to explore, what questions we want to ask, and ultimately what we want to create. This has been an amazing deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, keep those questions coming, keep exploring, keep diving deep.